Wow. Prime time. Chris Colbert is the absolute star of the weekend. I'm going to talk about his performance, sensational knockout performance. We'll be right back. Smash the like button. Yo, what up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. Make sure you smash the like button. Also, subscribe to the channel for the latest and greatest in boxing. If you want to become part of the gang, notification gang, please hit the bell icon. Shout out to the super chats, channel donations, the Venmo donations, the Cash App, and the Patreon family. We working. Y'all see this. Wrecked. For me, the star of the weekend was Lil BHOP, Chris Colbert. He looked sensational, 11th round stoppage over a very game, durable, and tough Jaime Arboleda. You see him, he just, man, we got to talk about this. We got to talk about this, people. Make sure you guys smash the like button. Chris Colbert, prime time. We back. To me, this was my favorite fight over the weekend because I thought he was in there with a really game person. You know, I also watched pretty much all the fights that were on this weekend. This had a bit of everything. I even picked this over Nakatani, who did good and beat Felix Verdejo, because I felt there was more inherent danger in the Chris Colbert fight, but he made it look like easy work. What I mean is, in watching this particular fight, I seen Chris Colbert, who had his way with a person that I've watched and seen fight before, in Jaime Arboleda. Going into this fight, a lot of people thought that the bigger puncher was Arboleda, right? Before the fight, Chris Colbert, I think it was like 14. You see it right here. Let me punch in for you. He was about 14-0 with 5 knockouts. Right, so his KO percentage doesn't look nothing crazy, but man, Lil BHOP, he put everything together. To me, I've seen several Chris Colbert fights, and I think this was my favorite performance because he really captivated. I covered the Jezreel Corrales fight. I seen the Miguel Beltran Jr. I seen most of these fights, but this was my favorite performance, because I thought he just really dazzled. Like he looked like he first of all, he came in with like flamingo pink hair. And I had also watched Jaime Arboleda on PBC cards before. He fought Jason Velez, former champion, things like that. He had been stopped one time, but this guy came in with the threatening record. He had a 70+% knockout ratio. And, you know, he was thought to be the bigger puncher, but Chris Colbert, he really showed up and showed out, man. I thought he looked sensational. You know, he made weight, really put the 130-pound division on notice. He came with just the whole arsenal. He had an array of punches, and the hand speed was crispy. Arboleda didn't know, like, what hit him. He got dropped, I think it was a total of 3 times in this particular fight. And I know this sounds weird, but if you guys know, like, hip-hop culture and the 5 boroughs and New York and stuff, you could say that Chris Colbert fought like a Brooklyn fighter. He's out of Brooklyn, and he had that Brooklyn swag in there. He was playing around with his food, a little bit to a fault, but I can't even go crazy and get mad at that, because in the end of the day, he secured the victory, and he looked impressive doing it. Here, this is his hair right there. So he came in with this bright pink hair, and to me, this is my favorite performance by him because he was in there with a dangerous opponent, someone that didn't just come to lie down, and he put it all together. And he's known for having the bright, flashy costumes and, you know, the Brooklyn swag and the dyed hair, bright colors and stuff like that. And as flashy as his costumes and color choices are, I feel like the performance absolutely matched. He looks sharp, y'all. You've seen slickness, you've seen defense, you've seen showmanship. He said in the past there's only one boxing primetime, there's only two primetimes, him and Deion Sanders. And I think, you know, he really arrived with this performance. His swag was just crazy. It was just too crazy. And I like what he did. And like I said, see, there's a difference. And this is not to knock Shakur Stevenson, but I did watch his fight as well. But Shakur Stevenson's opponent, he wasn't game like me. Like, look at Arboleda. He was shredded, and he was considered the bigger puncher. Like, so to me, I feel like he was more of a game guy, not giving up. He got broken down by Chris Colbert. You see, there's a difference there. Shakur Stevenson, he dominated and won every round, pitched a shutout, but also what he was in there with was a guy who was timid. Chris Colbert was out there looking like a superstar, dazzling hand speed, flashy, cocky, did what he wanted, kept his guard low, and he was even smiling and having fun in there. You could tell that a lot of what was practiced in the gym, you know, you don't always get a fighter that what they do in the gym translates to an actual pro fight, but sometimes you do. And I think with this strong performance, he put the 130-pound division on notice, and you actually got that. Somebody who, everything he practiced, he's been boxing his whole life. There's a Netflix special where he's in it. It's like a boxing documentary, things like that. So he encapsulated it all in this particular performance, and I could tell he was just having fun. It was his moment. Pandemic didn't slow him up. You know, he looked real good, man. He looked real good. Did what he wanted, toyed with him, and then he got a violent stoppage. I mean, in the last round, he threw a barrage of punches, and Arboleda was just out of there. His legs were toast, and, you know, it was just masterclass boxing. It really was. Really impressed by this. I don't have too many other words other than it was, in my opinion, the best performance and a star-making performance. He lived up to everything. He lived up to the bright hair colors. He lived up to the primetime name. You know, he showed us some primetime. Showtime had one with this. And again, shout out to Arboleda. I think he didn't come to lay down. He was coming out there trying to win, but he was out-hustled, outgunned, outmatched, outboxed, out everything by Chris Colbert. Very fun fighter to watch. I hope, you know, this builds his confidence and he continues. All the years of sacrifice and hard work, he put it all together tonight. And, you know, shout out to him on his victory. It makes you wonder, like, after a performance like that, what's next for this kid? Like, what is he gonna do next? A fight that would be crazy would be Gary Russell Jr. You know, Gary Russell has long talked about moving up to try to get a nice size fight. You know, I don't know what Chris Colbert's thoughts on this is, but I think that'll be a great fight if Gary Russell wants to move to 130. If Gary Russell was talking about moving to 147 for Terrence Crawford, then I think a fight would be killer. And Chris Colbert has a lot of celebrity friends. You see him right here with Busta Rhymes. Give me some more. Yeah, you had enough? Give me some more. Hit you with no delay, so what you saying, yo? Selling one my nine million, yo. When I be on the mic, yes, I do my duty. You know, he got the swag, and he got the drip, the performance match, man. Shout out to Chris Colbert. That's all I gotta say. Very fun to watch. You see all his celebrity. There's Sugar Ray Leonard. You know, he's tapped in. He's definitely tapped in, and it looked like he was supposed to be there. The only thing I will say the only, I guess, criticism, and I can't even harp on him because he looked like he was just doing his thing and having fun. And he, you know, pretty much pitched a shutout. But there were times where me personally, this is just maybe a subjective personal choice thing, but there were times earlier in the fight where I didn't feel like he was enough ahead. And I feel like some guys tried to do the Roy Jones thing and I would have liked to see Chris Colbert, because he was throwing singles and they were accurate, and he was dropping his hands and doing kind of just different stuff, showboating and showmanship, bolo punches, just different stuff like that. And there was points where I thought Arboleda was still kind of dangerous, so I thought he should like chill out with that. But in the end, none of it mattered. He did it his way, and he wasn't made to pay or anything like that. So outstanding performance, very superb stuff from Chris Colbert. This is somebody I've watched live, but I think this was the fight performance of the weekend, and I had to make this video. You know, I'm tired, but I made sure I made this video because this is great for boxing. I can't wait to see his next fight. Hopefully he gets a crowd. I think he probably does numbers and, you know, draws a crowd. He has a lot of friends. You see him with Meek Mill and stuff. So definitely rest up. Let me know what you guys think of his performance. Very fun fight. That's all I can say. If you didn't watch it, you missed out. You better try to watch the replay. Hopefully Showtime maybe does a replay. Arboleda, I've watched him, like the Jason Velez fight. He's game. He's tough. He can hit. Like, he knocked his mouthpiece out. So good stuff. As always, hate, comment, and subscribe. Till next video is Ego signing off.
So if you enjoyed this video and want more content like this on the channel, you can show your appreciation by going to the PayPal donate button or the YouTube support button, and you can donate any amount that you feel is equivalent to the value of this video. Much more to come. Thank you guys for your support. Boxing Ego, the future of boxing.